here, Mark. Come in to me, man. Yeah, tell your mom you put your stuff on the couch. Okay.
Hey, love. How you doing? Thank you for coming.
We are here. I call this Pahokee City Commission of Tuesday, August the 25th, 2026 to order at 6:01 p.m. May we please stand for the invocation provided by Vice Mayor McDonough, followed by the Pledge of Allegiance.
This is the day that the Lord has made. Let us rejoice and be glad in it. Dear God, we thank you for allowing us another opportunity to assemble here in the chamber to conduct the business of the city. We pray right now that you give us guidance and understanding, and that we be able to come together to reason regarding your business. We thank you for taking us throughout this day, God, as we travel to and fro. I thank you, God, for allowing me to be able to have this procedure that I had today with no problems today, and all is well with it. And I thank you, Lord, that we are here, God, to make sure that we are doing what you would have us to do concerning your city. We ask that you just bring us together on one accord, and that we are able to just do as you would have us to do, not as we want to do ourselves. We pray and thank God for everyone that is here under the sound of my voice, the law enforcement and our citizens as well that are joining us today. And we give it all the praise and glory unto you, God. We thank you and ask it in your Son, Jesus' name. Amen.
Amen.
To the flag of the United States of America, and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Roll call, Madam Clerk.
Mayor Bab,
Present.
Vice Mayor McDonald,
Present.
Commissioner Calvin-Williams,
Present.
Commissioner McPherson,
Present.
Commissioner Scott,
Present.
City Manager,
Present.
City Attorney,
Here.
City Clerk is present.
City Manager, at this time, do we have any additions on an emergency basis to our agenda?
There are no additions on an emergency basis.
Are there any deletions?
There are no deletions, but there are 2 corrections. I will correct those at the time.
Okay. City Commission, having heard there are no additions or deletion to our agenda as presented, what is your pleasure?
Mayor Bab, I move that we accept the agenda as printed with the necessary corrections.
A second.
It has been moved by Vice Mayor McDonough and properly second by Commissioner Williams. Call for questions. Hearing none, are you ready for a vote? Roll call, Madam Clerk.
Vice Mayor McDonald,
Yes.
Commissioner Calvin-Williams,
Yes.
Commissioner McPherson,
Yes.
Commissioner Scott,
Yes.
Mayor Bab.
Yes. Thank you, Madam Clerk. Thank you, Commissioners. Motion passed by unanimous vote. Next, we have presentation, proclamation, public service announcement, public comments, agenda items only at this time. City Clerk, do we have any public service comments card completed?
No, sir.
Thank you, ma'am. Now we'll move to our proclamations, and I'll have the city attorney read these into the record.
Yes, Mr. Mayor. The proclamation reads, whereas the City of Pahokee is honored to recognize Ms. Bertha Lee Hunter, who reached the remarkable milestone of 100 years of age on August 8th, 2026, and whereas throughout her century of life, Ms. Hunter has been a woman of strength, faith, compassion, perseverance, and service, whose life has positively influenced generations of family, friends, and community members. And whereas Ms. Hunter has devoted more than 70 years of her life to serving as a member of the New Macedonia Missionary Baptist Church, where she faithfully shared her time, talents, wisdom, and leadership. And whereas for more than 50 years, Ms. Hunter served as the president of the Usher Board Number 1, demonstrating an extraordinary commitment to service, responsibility, leadership, and helping others. And whereas beyond her formal roles, Ms. Hunter has encouraged, supported, guided, and influenced countless individuals throughout her life, leaving a lasting impact on all those who have had the privilege of knowing her. And whereas affectionately known by many as Mother Hunter, Ms. Hunter's life reflects the wisdom, care, encouragement, and strength that have made her respected and cherished member of the Pahokee community. And whereas reaching 100 years of age is a remarkable achievement and an occasion worthy of celebration, reflection, and gratitude for a life well lived and a legacy that will continue through the many lives she has touched. And whereas the City of Pahokee is proud to join Ms. Hunter's family, friends, and the entire community in celebrating her extraordinary 100 years of life and expressing gratitude for the many lives that she has touched. Now, therefore, I, Keith W. Babb Jr., Mayor of the City of Pahokee, Florida, and on behalf of the City Commission and residents of the City of Pahokee, do hereby recognize and honor Ms. Bertha Lee Hunter on the occasion of her 100th birthday and extend heartfelt congratulations, appreciation, and best wishes as we celebrate her remarkable life, enduring faith, and legacy of service to others. An official recognition whereof I unto set my hand and cause the seal of Pahokee to be affixed this 25th day of August 2026. Mayor Keith W. Babb Jr., Vice Mayor Isabel J. McDonald, Commissioner Sanquetta Cowan Williams, Commissioner Everett D. McPherson Sr., and Commissioner James H. Scott.
Thank you, City Attorney. These proclamations really don't need any explanation, but as a courtesy, I want to just allow our city manager to give us a brief explanation on this proclamation. This is short.
Mr. Mayor and residents, the proclamation is honoring one of our citizens for reaching the milestone of 100 years. This milestone is significant in any setting, and so we applaud her. We applaud her family as they continue to take care of her and as she continues to move through this world.
Thank you, City Manager. Our honoree is here, Miss Bertha Hunter, and I would like for our City Commission to come down as we present this proclamation to Miss Hunter and her family that's here. Ms. Hunter and your family, as the mayor of this great city of Pahokee, Florida, it gives me great privilege and pleasure to present this proclamation to one of our centennial babies. 100 years. I worked at senior services for 38 years. And to have a residence reach 100 is so special. I would, at this time, allow our commissioner, Ms. Kyle Williams, to officially present the certificate. They both belong to the same church. So I hate to do it, but I want to do it. I'll allow Ms. Williams to present.
Mother Hunter, how you doing today? Okay, Mother Hunter, on behalf of the city of Pahokee and its commission, and the city manager and our city attorney, we want to say you look beautiful. 100 years look good on you. We want to say that we love you. It's an honor for us to present this proclamation to you. We wish you many, many more years. You look like you're in good health. You're getting around good, and we hope to see you continuously around in the community. We want to say blessings, 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 and congratulations on your 100 years from the city of she boss all of us around the church.
Ms. Hunter, if you would, please say a few words of wisdom to our community. Just say a few words. 30 minutes. I know she have a long weekend, but whatever she say is precious. Just say a few words.
I want to say, everybody here just about know me, Bertha Hunter, from Sandcut, up to Canal Point and on here. I never have lived nowhere else besides Pahokee, so I don't know nowhere else but Pahokee. And I want to say that I want to thank Deacon Morrison and the commissioner and everybody connected with the commission for inviting me to come, because I haven't been well for the last 3 months, but I'm doing pretty good. I'm doing better than a lot of people. And so I just want to say, y'all, thank you, thank you, thank you, and I want to see you get away with your meeting.
Love you. Yes, ma'am. All right. We have a double treat. We're blessed to have 2 centennials in our community, and we'll be celebrating their 100-plus birthday. So at this time, we have our city attorney read the second proclamation into record.
Yes, Mr. Mayor. This is a proclamation whereas the city of Pahokee is honored to recognize and celebrate the remarkable life of Miss Maddie Butler, who celebrated her 101 birthday on August the 3rd, 2026. And whereas Miss Butler was born on August 3rd, 1925, in Georgia, and her family later migrated to Pahokee, where they established their roots and became part of the fabric and history of the Pahokee community. And whereas Miss Butler has been blessed with more than a century of life, faith, love, wisdom, and service, becoming a cherished member of the Pahokee community and an inspiration to generations. And whereas throughout her life, Miss Butler has demonstrated a deep and abiding love for God and has devoted herself to serving others, including through her work as a missionary and her compassion for those who were sick or in need. And whereas Miss Butler's life has been defined by kindness, generosity, faith, and a willingness to help others, reflecting the spirit of service and compassion that strengthens families and communities. And whereas Ms. Butler has devoted a deep and enduring love for the city of Pahokee, a community that has been home to her family and an important part of her life's journey. And whereas reaching the remarkable age of 101 is a milestone worthy of celebration, and Ms. Butler's life represents a legacy of faith, perseverance, service, and love that serves as an example to us all. And whereas the city of Pahokee is proud to join Ms. Butler's family, friends, and the entire community in celebrating her extraordinary 101 years of life and expressing gratitude for the many lives she has touched. Now, therefore, I, Keith W. Babb Jr., Mayor of the City of Pahokee, Florida, and on behalf of the City Commission and residents of the City of Pahokee, do hereby recognize and honor Ms. Maddie Butler on the occasion of her 101 birthday and extends heartfelt congratulations, appreciation, and best wishes as we celebrate her remarkable life, enduring faith, and legacy of service to others. In official recognition whereof, I unto set my hand and cause the seal of Pahokee to be affixed this 25th day of August 2026. Mayor Keith W. Babb Jr., Vice Mayor Isabel J. McDonald, Commissioner Sanquetta Cowan Williams, Commissioner Everett D. McPherson Sr., and Commissioner James H. Scott.
Understand Miss Maddie Butler's not here with us today, but are there anyone in her family here to accept this proclamation? Okay. City Commission, if you would go and join me on the floor to present the proclamation to Mrs. As Mayor of the great city of Pahokee, and on behalf of the Pahokee City Commission, Commissioner Scott, Commissioner Williams, Commissioner Vice Mayor McDonald, Commissioner McPherson, our city manager, and our city attorney, along with our city clerk, and our entire city staff, really the entire community, it's given us great pleasure to be able to honor and recognize one of our centennial babies, Ms. Maddie Butler, 101 years old. In addition to these proclamations, we want to make sure we recognize them during the storm of 1928. I'm not sure if Ms. Hunter was here in Pahokee, but she was certainly born. She was born in Pahokee. I mean, Ms. Butler. But we recognize both of them because they still lived through that particular storm. And being a centennial baby, we definitely want to make sure we continue to recognize them. So it gives us great pleasure and honor to present this proclamation to Ms. Butler through her family member that makes sure that she will receive it. Tell Ms. Butler we love her, we recognize her, and we wish her a long life and continued prosperity. Okay. So we'll make sure we go by there and stop by and say hello to her. And if you would, if you could say a few words on her behalf, if you will.
I'd just like to say that I knew her, I've been knowing her about 60 years. and she always been a beautiful person. And she's a God-sent lady because she's done things that people would think about doing. Because she's just a beautiful person and she's so nice. But now she's went blind, I think, back in 2023, I think. She went blind. But anyway, she be at the Alzheimer's 5 days a week. She comes up there and be with them. And I also just visit up there once a week. And she is a beautiful lady, and I will tell her, I'll probably go tomorrow, and I will let her know that the city of Pahokee thought about her with this certificate.
Thank you.
I would be remiss if I did not say a few words regarding both these young ladies, I'm gonna call them. I've known Miss Hunter since first grade, since me and Pee Wee was in first grade. And when my family first moved to Pahokee when I was 4 years old, the Butler family was our babysitter. And a couple of years ago, I want to say it was around 22 or 23, it might have been 24 even, the both of them fell on my mind, and I couldn't rest until I said, I gotta go see both of them. And so I made arrangements to visit with both of them. And Miss Butler was just so glad to see me. She wanted some candy. I had some candy because I had come from another event, and I happened to have some candy, so I gave her some candy. And when I went to visit Miss Hunter, she gave me this beautiful lavender dress out of her closet. And she couldn't find it at first, but she was not gonna rest until she found that dress and gave it to me. So I love both of them, and I'm just so glad that we're able to honor them and give them their flowers while they yet live. So I didn't know Miss Butler was at the Alzheimer's facility, so I'll try to get by there and visit her as well. And you know, Pee Wee know to call me and let me know what's going on with Miss Hunter too. But anyways, they have both been here all this time, and so we do thank God for them because they have done a great work here in the city of Pahokee. Yes. So I want to encourage everybody to, you know, you don't have to wait until somebody is spread out across the front of the church to go check on them. And so when I feel like it, and my spirit leads me to do so, that's what I do. So I just thank Mayor Barrett for allowing me to express those sentiments.
Thank you. And again, congratulations to both our centennial babies. Thank you so much for being part of this community. We love you. Thank you. Next, we entertain our consent agenda. The consent agenda consists of the August 11, 2026 City Commission meeting minutes. I'll entertain a motion for the approval and adoption.
Mayor Bev, I move that we accept and approve the August 11, 2026 meeting minutes.
Second.
It has been moved by Commissioner Cowers Williams and properly second by Vice Mayor McDonough for the adoption of our consent agenda, which consists of the August 11, 2026 City Commission meeting minutes. Call for questions. Hearing none, are you ready for a vote? Roll call, Madam Clerk.
Commissioner Calvin Williams,
Yes.
Vice Mayor McDonald,
Yes.
Commissioner McPherson,
Yes.
Commissioner Scott,
Yes.
Mayor Bab.
Yes. Thank you, Madam Clerk. Thank you, Commissioners. Motion passed by unanimous vote. Next, we have old business, discussion of existing activities or previously held events, if any. City Manager.
There are none.
Thank you, ma'am. Next, we'll move to public hearings and our ordinance, which is none. Next, we'll move to our resolution, which we have a total of 6. City Attorney, would you please read the first resolution?
Yes, Mr. Mayor, Resolution 2026-47, a resolution of the City Commission of the City of Pahokee, Florida, approving an agreement with Civic Plus for the migration of the city's website to the municipal website central platform, authorizing the mayor to execute the agreement, determining Civic Plus to be a sole source vendor for proprietary services providing for adoption of representations, and providing for an effective date.
Thank you, City Attorney. City Manager, could you give us a brief explanation?
Yes. This item will upgrade the city's website software to Civics Plus Municipal Website Central Platform. The new platform will help the city keep public information current, organized, and easy for residents to find. It will also support the city's ongoing efforts to meet ADA accessibility requirements and maintain an acceptable website as accessibility standards and the technology continues to evolve.
Thank you, City Manager. City Commission, having heard Resolution 2026-47 properly read into the minutes by our City Attorney, properly explained by our City Manager, what is your preference?
I move that we accept Resolution 2026-47.
Are there a second?
I'll second.
Question? We got to get there. It has been moved by Commissioner Mike Fearson and properly second by Commissioner Williams for the movement of Resolution 2026-47. Call for questions.
Yes, I have a few questions. Okay, so, this program that we're getting, is this the 7,100? Is it for both, items that it's doing or on here for both of the resolution, or is this a separate price for each resolution?
These are separate prices for each resolution.
So is 7,100 just for the website?
Correct.
Okay, and my next question is, so I'm reading on here where it says that, I'm on page 18, 2 of 4, where it says that the total investment is $7,691, but the annual reoccurring services is $7,100. I'm trying to understand, how did the difference come? Because I see it was initial $9,635, and then it says total investment initial is $7,691.66. So is that gonna be for this year? And then is it after the next year it's gonna go down to $7,100?
Yes, so what we did was I asked the providers to change the billing to October so it could start with the new fiscal year. So there would be a balance left over, so that's why you see the $591.66 added there. So, once the next year roll in, it'll be the $7,100 subject to the 5% annual uplift.
And so what if we decide not to go with them and we decide that we wanna go with another company and we're leaving a balance at the end of the year?
I mean, it'll be like any other contract. You would have to cancel accordingly, so, with any.
Huh?
We have a contract with them already?
Do we have a contract with these? We have a contract
We're
with them?
currently, yeah, they are current website providers, so what happened is we're operating on an obsolete platform. We have to become ADA compliant, so that's why you'll see the increase to allow for the ADA compliance and other upgrades. But if we don't upgrade it, then we won't have a website, so that's why we have to update right now.
Right, and so where it says, so we're going to automatically, it says automatic 1-year renewal. So even if we're not satisfied with them, or we see where some changes need to be made, we're gonna write and put in the contract that we're gonna still automatically renew them and be held to that because we're.
It's an automatic renewal, but if in event we see that we're not satisfied, we can always cancel. So we'll follow the provisions in the contract. So it's standard for any other contract.
Commissioner McDonough.
I'm finished, yes.
So my question was, in reviewing the initial memorandum, the date here is May 12th, 2026. And while I was reviewing the packet here, this is the first time I've heard of this particular vendor, but I understand that we have been doing business with them for some time, but it's already worded that we have accepted, or we find that it's in the best interest of the city for us to go with them when we haven't had any discussion on it. And also, the other issue is that repeatedly we have asked for the contracts that we have so that we can review them and know how to move going forward with regards to managing those contracts. And we are yet to receive them, which that probably is a separate thing as far as this is concerned, but it certainly is connected.
If you want to.
So, Vice Mayor, the contract list is in your folders today?
Oh,
The yellow
today?
sheet? Yes, it's in the folder today, so I will review the
For
contract.
this vendor?
All the
Or the list
contracts,
of-
all
okay.
the list of all the contracts at our last commission meeting. Commissioner Scott asked for the contracts that we have. So on the large yellow sheet of paper in your folder, those are all the contracts. We are keeping track of all of our contracts, and then as we go through, I'll review the ones that are current. But those are the list of all the contracts, so we can go back and review. If we have questions or anything comes up, we have a list of those, so we can review those.
Okay, so, and I know we didn't get to the other proclamations yet, but they got several different services that they're providing. And it seems to me that the amounts are less than 10 grand, which obviously don't need our approval, but it's a contract. So if we have contracts, then we should be aware of what those contracts are so that we can review and properly assess whether or not it's a decision that we want to make with regards to approving our relationship with them.
Yeah, and point taken, from my understanding, I know you guys wanted to know, like, if anything is expiring. We've been working on this, trying to ensure that the city has an adequate website. Right now, the platform is obsolete. We have been doing business with this, with Civic Plus for a very long time. They provide our Muni Code services, so this dates back all the way to the 90s with different services. So, you know, right now, we're at a position to present this and try to move forward.
And so the reason why we're reviewing it now is because they are up for renewal.
We've been reviewing it and trying to get this before the commission, but now we're able to do so.
When does the
Okay.
contract expire that we have now with them?
If we don't update it, then we're gonna be completely out of website by next year.
So it
we're
doesn't expire
currently-
till
we're-
next year?
Yeah, we're currently in a, agreement with them. But if we do not renew, then we will not have a website to provide information and services to the residents.
And so how much are we actually paying them now?
With the obsolete platform, I think it's like a little bit over $2 grand. But to bring it up to ADA compliance, that piece is a little bit more costly. But I reached out to another municipality, and their website is about 10 grand, and it's not comparable to what we have.
Are there any additional questions?
Through the mayor,
Yeah.
I just want to clarify, the commissioner mentioned that there's some whereas language that deals with finding it to be in the best interest of the city to approve. That's in all of the resolutions, so that is just basically if you all were to approve it, these were the findings that you made in order to do so. So it's just standard language.
Okay, so, but if we have a contract with them, certainly we should be given the opportunity to approve that contract regardless of the dollar amount, correct?
And this is what we're presenting to you guys tonight.
That's why it's in front of you.
This is what you're reviewing and approving tonight.
So commissioners, with all software, there's at a point where you have to upgrade it, and that is that upgrade. The upgrades will cost. They won't give it to you or just update, so it will be costly. But it's because we already have it. They're updating the information, so it's not like getting a totally new packet. So there are some discounts.
So my last question is, so this contract, when it ends annually, it will not come to us. because it said, again, because, for the next year, because it says that it's automatically annually renewed, and then it says a 5% to be applied in year 2. So that means for 2 years,
Well, each,
this
yes, ma'am.
contract won't come before us because of what we put it in the contract.
It's-
So we won't see this contract annually.
It's an evergreen contract, so it'll automatically renew with the 5% uplift.
So that's what we need to make sure we understand, that that's what we're seeing, that
Yes,
they're
and we
not
rent,
coming to us annually.
yes, we wrote
because
that
we're
in the
putting it
resolution as well.
I'm just saying that, I'm clarifying
Yes,
that
ma'am.
all these contracts are not coming to us annually, that some of them going to automatically renew, because that's what we're putting in here to say that
Yes.
they are to renew and not come back before the commission, that we're automatically renewing them for 2 years.
Yes, ma'am, and that's similar to what was set in place for Muni Code. It's standard, so yes, ma'am.
Any additional questions? Hearing none, are you ready for a vote? Roll call, Madam Clerk.
Commissioner McPherson,
Yes.
Commissioner Calvin-Williams,
Yes,
Commissioner Scott,
Yes.
Vice Mayor McDonald,
Yes.
Mayor Bab.
Yes. Thank you, Madam Clerk. Thank you, Commissioners. Motion passed by unanimous vote. City Attorney, would you read the next resolution?
Yes, sir. Resolution number 2026-48, a resolution of the City Commission of the City of Pahokee, Florida, approving an agreement with Civic Plus for migration and upgrades from approving an agreement with Civic Plus for migration and upgrades from Agenda and Meeting Management Essentials to Agenda and Meeting Management Select, authorizing the mayor to execute the agreement, determining Civic Plus to be a sole source vendor for proprietary services providing for adoption of representations, and providing for an effective date.
Thank you, City Attorney. City Manager, could you give us a brief explanation?
Yes, this item authorizes an upgrade to the City Civic Plus Agenda and Meeting Management System. The upgrade will provide staff with enhanced tools to prepare, organize, and publish commission agendas and meeting material more efficiently. It will also help ensure that meeting information is organized, accessible, and available to the public in a timely manner, supporting the city's commitment to transparency and public access.
Thank you, City Manager. City Commissioners, having heard Resolution 2026-48, properly read into the minutes by our City Attorney, properly explained by our City Manager, what is your preference?
I move that we accept Resolution 2026-48.
Are there a second?
I'll second. I have a question.
It has been moved by Commissioner McPherson and properly second by Commissioner Cowers-Williams. Call for questions. Commissioner Williams.
Yes, I have a question. Okay, so the city manager said that, I guess I'm trying to understand, or maybe the clerk can explain, how, when it comes to the agendas, how is we paying $5,300 for the agendas? So is this gonna create the agenda, type the notes, because it says that it's gonna be done in a timely and efficient manner. So how is it that it's going to, I'm just saying, how is it gonna get on there in a timely manner versus what it's doing now? Maybe they
So,
explain to me, what is this
it is-
going to do that?
Yes, ma'am. So it's the same situation. The platform as well will be obsolete. So the current agenda meeting management software that we have, both these things predates the manager and myself, but we have to update it. This is how we get the agendas out. This is how we post it on the website. This is the software that we use for that. So it's similar to Black Mountain, how they have that financial software. This is enterprise, so it services all departments. This is how we get the information out for boards, for commission meetings, et cetera.
So you're saying we're gonna pay $7,000 for the website, and you're saying this is gonna be on a different website, we paying a different fee to service this, or it's on the same website? 'Cause maybe I'm not understanding it,
So
because
they're different platforms, different services. They're gonna merge them. So all of the software is now gonna be able to speak to one another. So you'll be able to access Municode, et cetera, from this software as well. But it is a separate software. It's not the same. The website is the website. So, that's the website. Agenda meeting management is how we get the information out to the public, how we get the agendas to you guys. This is how we draft it, how we upload. This is what we use to do our agendas, to do meetings, to do things for boards. And we currently have it, but we have to, again, get this merged over as well.
So one of the things, if I can explain it, as far as how the software itself works, they are different, as the clerk said, they're different platforms. So when we are creating the agenda, all of the resolutions are separate. All of these items are different. And so we do them separately as well. But when we have approved them and then we pass them over to the clerk, then she loads them up in the software. So the agenda packet that you see before you, where these page numbers are, it takes that information, it formats it into a format that is understandable, and then it assigns page numbers to everything as well. So it makes it more orderly so that you all can get it and you understand the order. It places order, page numbers, and other items on there. So whenever she goes back to it, or we go back in the system, now you can pull up from that agenda and everything is as one packet instead of the individual modules or the individual resolutions that we submitted.
So with this program, is this program going to house our documents as well, like our records? I guess, because right now what I'm hearing, the only thing this is gonna do is put us in ADA compliance, website, and agendas. At least that's what's being presented before us. I know she said Muni codes, but that's nowhere in these documents. So what I'm saying is,
It will create one document for you that is easier to access, easier to understand, easier to look at as a unit itself. So it creates it into one smooth document. So now you have one document. So when we go back in the system to look for it, instead of it being individual resolutions, it's all one document. So it will all pull up together that this is what was presented on this date on August 25th. It'll pull it all up as one document, and so you'll have it all together.
So similar to how you're able to go online now, if you guys want to pull records from a specific meeting, you go online, you go look for that particular meeting. It keeps all of that there. You're able to find that information. It's still the same thing, but we have to merge it over. The platform is obsolete, so there are a lot of ADA compliance, and this is by law. We have to become ADA compliant with a lot of stuff. I mean, there's other software that we will still need to get for forms, because we have to be ADA compliant, but this is just standard for municipalities. These are standard things that, municipalities get. So in this case, this is for the agenda meeting management. They're different modules, so it's not the same thing. So you saw one for the website, that's different. Now you're seeing this one for the agenda meeting management.
Are there any additional questions?
I'm
Commissioner?
trying to make sure she's finished. You finished? I don't know about her, but I think what I need to understand is how these documents being generated. Because if we have that website that's going to be doing so much, and I know with artificial intelligence, there's the concern that possibly some people might be replaced, although that's not really true. But how are these documents that we are utilizing to create the agenda being generated?
Okay, so your website, and that's just common for any municipal website. Civic Plus offer services for municipal websites. That's not going to automatically give you agenda meeting management software. But if you're trying to understand more how the platform works, let's just say you want to create a program or a resolution. So we're able to upload that information in the system. It takes different documents that you may send, and we create the item. If you need to create a meeting, so we have to create the meeting. So all of that is entailed, creating the meeting, creating the items. This is all encompassed. I would have to just sit here and show you on the back office end, how to actually do it. But all of that, every step, you see the product when we're here, but there's a process when we're creating agendas. There's a process when we're creating commission meetings. It just doesn't come together like that. It's a lot of information. And in the past, when we did not have the software, it was a lot harder to get that information to the public. So this is currently in place, but we have to just get it upgraded.
so
So
let me,
since-
go ahead, I'm sorry.
Since their contract is up for renewal, would we be able to have them to come and do a presentation?
We could have them do a presentation, but I'm not saying that it's up, we're just upgrading. We could ask them, and you guys have some information inside of the packet, that you're able to peruse through as well.
So can we get them to come and do a presentation?
I can ask them.
Okay.
And I just have one question, since she said with the proclamations. So with this new software, so if it's gonna do all of this, because the attorney looks at the proclamations as well, right? I guess I'm trying to figure out,
Through the mayor, not the proclamations, but the resolutions.
I mean, okay. So
And the
is
ordinances.
it, so is it gonna do anything with that as, because I guess I'm trying to figure out, where's the attorney gonna be in this if this software is doing all of this and this is in-house, and then we have the attorney who has to review all of this? I guess I'm just trying to figure out, how is all of this going to connect together?
So I can help you with that. Whatever the staff produces, whether they produce it through the help with AI, the help with whatever, I still have to review it to determine whether it meets legal sufficiency. AI hallucinates. So they will tell you, I kick stuff back all the time with all kinds of red lines through it, because just because you get it from different sources and you're able to pull information doesn't mean it's necessarily relevant to your city code, Florida statutes, or federal law. So my job is intact, and I still have plenty to do. But what the clerk is explaining is that it helps on their end to, I guess, compile the various documents and get it in, in some format through a system that eventually comes to you all.
I want to follow up. I saw something about public records.
Yes, ma'am.
So how are the public records requests going to be handled with this going
So-
forward? Because we don't have that
We don't
in
currently
place
have that, yes.
currently.
So with the records request, it's going to allow for better tracking. It's going to allow for better accountability. It would allow the public, whenever they submit a records request, they're able to track where it's at. There's a lot of things they're able to create, a login and track it. All of these software will still speak to each other. So even if they want to merge over and go to Municipal, they'll be able to do so as well with that platform. But that's what it will allow us to do. If you wanted to create a account, it would do that as well. So you're able to see where you're what the status is of your records request whenever you submit it.
So those records that they could potentially request would need to be in a database somewhere so that they could be accessed, correct?
If it's not in the clerk's office, whoever has those records will need to send it to the clerk, and we'll upload it to the software.
I guess I'm kind of trying to get at, the records and the way they're currently maintained. Are we going to be uploading those records prior to a request being made for them?
So how
Or are we
records
just gonna wait?
How records requests work, they have to request the records, and that's just standard. That's a standard municipal operation. They have to request the records, and whenever they request it, it's gonna go out to whoever has those records. They then have to turn those records around to the clerk's office, and we'll upload those. The department or whoever has those, they can also go in and upload those. It's gonna go right back to the clerk's office because we can't release them without the clerk reviewing. And then once that is done, we review and redact anything pursuant to Florida Statute 119. Then we're able to release those records to the respective requesters.
I'm trying to get at the level of proficiency. So if we have a bunch of files just stacked somewhere,
I don't believe that is relevant to the records request itself.
I believe so. Because if you got a stack of records somewhere and someone asks for a particular record, you can't possibly know what's in that stack of papers, I'm just gonna say, because it's just piled up. And so how are you going to be able to find the record if there's no rhyme or reason to how they're being maintained?
So again, so a lot of the records the clerk's office and whichever office inherited. And a lot of this stuff existed before our team, I just have to say it. It existed prior to the clerk or whoever. And so what we find is a lot of records weren't scanned in. So there's a backlog that we have to address. So I know myself, I've been addressing a lot of backlog, and I mean like decades of backlog of items that are not scanned in. And that's a project that I have personally taken on to scan and make sure that it's in the system. So again, I don't believe that that would hinder anything, because if someone has a PAL, then if they know that the records are in that PAL, they need to go in that PAL and they need to locate it. If not, they need to make sure that they're addressing scanning, ensuring that it's in, scanned in so that we can pull and provide. But there are things that may prevent, sometimes systems mess up. Sometimes you may search, you may not find it because it's buffering. There's a lot of different factors. So I understand what you're saying, but that's still not necessarily relevant to the software itself.
I beg to differ, but anyways, we'll leave it at that.
Yes, ma'am.
So I have one last question then. So when she's talking about these files and you have to get them from another department, so this system we're getting is supposed to organize it better. So then I guess my question is, I guess it's going to be some type of training that each department understands how to scan these records in
So
and
this is-
what they're naming these records, because if, just say for instance, if I'm at HR, or I'm just gonna say Parks and Rec, and someone wants copies of something, and they scan them in, and they gotta go through you to get them, I mean, how are you going to be able to keep up and know with this program?
So I think what is being confused right now is records management software versus public records request software. And so there's a difference. And
Wait, I know the difference. So what I'm saying is, right now, if I request something from Parks and Rec, you don't have it. Parks and Rec has it.
But yes,
So you
ma'am,
have to get it from Parks and Rec.
Yes, ma'am, that is correct.
That's what
They would have to send it over. But when you alluded to, that is records management software. So it's not gonna organize necessarily, but let's just say someone requests your agenda. If you're the one that has the agenda, and we're going more into the back end of things, but if you're the one that has the agenda and you have to provide it to the clerk's office, it is your responsibility to ensure that you get that over. So with the system, you can either respond to the email that goes out and you can upload it, or you create a login and you upload it and ensure that it goes to the clerk's office. Once from there, then it gets routed to the clerk's office. I review it for any redactions if it's not something that is housed in the clerk's office. So it'd be redacted according to Florida Statute 119, and then once everything is complete, released to the requester. I'm not sure if I'm answering your question, but
And let me just kind of weigh in here, just for the sake of having defended or public records lawsuits. It would be my advice to you all that you not upload or get codes and upload it yourself, but rather, if you are given a public records request from the clerk, give it back to the clerk. Don't, try to manipulate and go into the system. You don't want to do that.
it's not.
That's
gonna
why I'm trying to
happen.
understand
Yeah.
what she's actually, how
But
she's
it's-
explaining
this-
what she's actually saying. That's why I'm asking these questions.
And I've been answering the question, and I'm just trying to best answer it and answer, whatever questions that you may have. But I don't want it to be confused with records management software, because some of the verbiage that you guys are using and you're saying is almost alluding to that it's a records management software. But again, when you upload it, there are permissions in the system where it does not allow you to manipulate. You're just gonna be uploading, and that's still gonna be handled by the clerk's office.
Okay, I appreciate that. So,
Yes,
Mayor
ma'am.
Bab, I have a question. So I know we have a motion on the floor. So then can we, are we gonna approve, I guess I have a question and a motion. Are we gonna approve this
I
prior
have a question.
to us, approving this? Cause I guess I'm kinda a little bit confused still. So are we gonna move forward with voting on this, or are we going, I guess we can vote it up or vote it down and then come back and vote to have them to come do a presentation so we can get a better understanding of exactly what it is that the program is going to provide, and make sure that we're getting, that we understand what we're getting.
Yeah, at this point, we have a motion and a second, so
Okay.
we will be voting on it up or down.
Okay.
And then if there's anything that need to be addressed afterward, we can look at that also.
Okay.
I have
Commissioner McPherson.
one question. Is these programs that we're looking at tonight, is it gonna help us do our job more efficiently?
Yes, sir.
As far as the product that we're putting out, as well as, I know we always have an issue with getting the agenda. Is this gonna make us be more efficient in
Yes,
doing
sir.
our job?
I wouldn't present anything to you guys if it wouldn't help be more efficient. And that's why it's being presented, because it's gonna definitely help us be more efficient. But at the same time, we currently have, the agenda meeting management, which is what this particular item currently is. The next item is the next request, but it's gonna help with efficiency. It definitely will.
I have one last question, Mayor Bab. So looking at the contract on page 53, this is a concern of mine. It says the initial term was 3/1 to 2/27, 2/29, 28. So my question is, do we have a contract now? So, okay, so it was from so did it expire 2/29? Or do we have a page,
Which page?
page 53?
Through the mayor?
In the box or in the?
Yeah,
The
it's,
box is page
it hasn't
53.
started yet. So this is 3/1/2027 through 2/29/2028, and then it will be a renewal term for each calendar year.
And so we're gonna renew it for 2 years up to, I guess, 2030, to 2030?
So
It-
again, all of the contracts are evergreen contracts, so they're gonna have an automatic, annual one-year renewal with the 5% uplift.
But there are ways, if there's a master agreement that goes with this, these things relate to a master agreement, and there are ways, if the city wanted to terminate, you just have to do it within the time frame. It's very specific, like no less than a certain number of days. It might be 60 days prior to the renewal that you have to notify them in writing or send it to a certain address or whatever. So, but generally speaking, if nothing is done, these are the type of contracts that the cities will have them for multiple years, because if you're using Municode, for instance, and you rely on that provider to get you Municode, it's not likely that you're gonna be changing it every year. So I think that's what the clerk is alluding to.
Thank you for your explanation.
Okay. Are there any additional questions? Hearing none, are you ready for a vote? Roll call, Madam Clerk.
Commissioner McPherson,
Yes.
Commissioner Cowan Williams,
Yes.
Commissioner Scott,
Yes.
Vice Mayor McDonald,
Yes.
Mayor Bab.
Yes. Thank you, Madam Clerk. Thank you, Commissioners. Motion passed by unanimous vote. Next, we entertain the next resolution. City Attorney.
Resolution 2026-49, a resolution of the City Commission of the City of Pahokee, Florida, approving an agreement with Civic Plus for the implementation of the Next Request Public Records Request Management Software, authorizing a sole source procurement determination, authorizing execution of all related documents, authorizing the mayor to execute the agreement, determining Civic Plus to be a sole source vendor and proprietary services, providing for adoption of representations, and providing for an effective date.
Thank you, City Attorney. City Manager, could you give us a brief explanation?
This item authorizes the implementation of Civic Plus Next Request software to provide the city with a centralized system for managing public record requests. The system will allow staff to effectively receive, assign, track, and respond to requests, monitor applicable deadlines, and maintain comprehensive records of each request. Implementing this system will help ensure a more organized and consistent public records process while supporting the city's responsibility to provide timely access to public records in accordance with applicable laws.
Thank you, City Manager. City Commissioners, having heard Resolution 2026-49 properly read into the minutes by our City Attorney, properly explained by city manager. What is your pleasure?
I move that we accept resolution 2026-49.
Second.
It has been moved by Commissioner McPherson and properly second by Commissioner Scott. Call for questions.
I do. Is this who we're using now, Ms. Clark?
No, ma'am, we do not have a records request software, so we need one.
Okay, so we don't have one at
No,
this
ma'am.
point. Because I was gonna ask, what is if we were using them, why are we charging
Yeah.
$1,000? So we don't have
We
anyone
don't.
that
So-
we're using now?
Yeah, so
Okay.
that's why you have the $1,000 first
Okay.
implementation fee, and then after that, it goes down.
Okay, that's what I wanted to know. Thank you. You're welcome.
Are there any additional questions?
So, as I requested just a short while ago, would they be able to come and do a presentation?
Yes, I can ask them to still do one. And I don't know if they'll be able to come physically, but we can see if they can do something virtually.
Are there any additional questions? Hearing none, are you ready for a vote? Roll call, Madam Clerk.
Commissioner McPherson,
Yes.
Commissioner Scott,
Yes.
Commissioner Calvin Williams,
Yes.
Vice Mayor McDonald,
Yes.
Mayor Bab.
Yes. Thank you, Madam Clerk. Thank you, Commissioners. Motion passed by unanimous vote. Next, we entertain the next resolution, Resolution 2026-450. City Attorney.
A resolution of the City Commission of the City of Pahokee, Florida, approving and accepting an amendment to the Community Development Block Grant Agreement for fiscal year 2026-2027, previously approved by Resolution Number 2026-38 between the City of Pahokee and Palm Beach County for funding of code enforcement services as set forth herein and attached hereto as Exhibit A, authorizing the mayor and city manager to execute the amendment to incorporate availability of funds language, providing for adoption of representations, providing for conflict, and providing for an effective date.
Thank you, City Attorney. City Manager, could you give us a brief explanation?
Yes. This item amends the city's previously approved fiscal year 2026-2027 Community Development Block Grant agreement with Palm Beach County for code enforcement services. Approved on July 14th, 2026 as resolution number 2026-38. The amendment adds the required availability of funds language to ensure that the agreement remains compliant with applicable funding requirements and allow the city to continue utilizing CBDG funds to support code enforcement services.
Thank you, City Manager. City Commissioners, having heard Resolution 2026-50, properly read into the minutes by our City Attorney, properly explained by our City Manager, what is your preference?
I move that we accept resolution 2026-50.
Second.
It has been moved by Commissioner McPherson and properly second by Commissioner Scott. Call for questions.
I have a question. So is this saying that in our budget for the new year, we need to put money in for code enforcement? Because in case, because I don't ever remember us having to do this, in case the CBDG grant is not available. So we're saying now we gotta go back in our budget and put code enforcement, and if so, is it for the $45,486?
No, it's not saying that at all. On July 14th is when we approved the actual agreement, which is in the full agreement is in your packet as well. There was only one page that was changed, and what you're ensuring is that language is included because that language was changed after the initial agreement came out. So they're ensuring that information is included.
Right,
But
that if we don't have them, they don't have the money that we pay the salary. That's what I'm asking. That's what it's saying, right?
If I may, through the mayor, that is typical language, and what the county is requiring is that it be put in any contract that where CDBG funds were received by any municipality in the county, like all of the cities received this, the county was sending this language back because it's apparently what, and it is in a lot of funding agreements. It just wasn't in this one. So they caught their mistake, I guess, and they're rectifying it. We have the same language in documents where the city would be, giving money to something. It's subject to the availability of funds. It is standard language. So the county is just enforcing it, and they get the money. So they're basically saying if something happens where they don't have the funding, it will be the city's responsibility. It is unlikely, but this is what they have asked all the cities to change if they'd already signed an agreement prior to the time that the memorandum went out.
And so we have to go, that's what I'm saying, that's my question. So we need to go back and put this in our budget, because.
No, it's nothing to do with the budget. It's just cleaning up the language from the contract, just basically stating from the county, letting all the municipalities and the 30-plus cities know that if something happens where they don't get the funding, let's say from the federal government, because that's where the funding comes from, then they don't distribute it to the cities. So it's nothing scary. It's just standard, and all of the cities were required to sign it.
I know, but what I'm saying, my question still is, I understand what you're saying, but if they don't get the funding and we have a code enforcer, my question is, then that's saying that needs to come out of our budget at some point. That's the question that I'm asking.
Correct, but that's unlikely, and again, it's just standard language. It's in pretty much all of the county contracts where they've given the city money for something, or it's in all federal government contracts. It's in our contracts. If we do any contract with other vendors, it is just standard language. But for whatever reason, they neglected or forgot or whatever to put that language in, and so they're rectifying it by requiring all the cities do it. But it doesn't require us to do anything extra. It's just they're just cleaning up their contract. It's as if we had given money to a vendor and then we determined that, you know what, we didn't have this language, and then we say we need to amend this and force the amendment. That's what's happening, because we would be giving the money. Here, they're giving the money. They're forcing this amendment on all of the cities. So there's nothing that the city needs to do. There's just standard language.
Any additional questions?
Just a brief notation for the record. We're just gonna make sure the full packet is attached to the resolution, because the documents have to be signed again.
You mean for this particular resolution?
Yes, ma'am. So it was previously approved, and only the page 19 was attached, so we got to take the full
Okay.
document
I
with
got
the
you.
exception of the page 19.
Hearing no additional questions, are you ready for a vote? Roll call, Madam Clerk.
Commissioner McPherson?
Yes.
Commissioner Scott?
Yes.
Commissioner Cowan Williams?
Yes.
Vice Mayor McDonald?
Yes.
Mayor Bab?
Yes. Thank you, Madam Clerk. Thank you, Commissioners. Motion passed by unanimous vote. Our last and final resolution will be Resolution 2026-52, City Attorney.
You missed 51.
We missed 51.
51. I'm sorry.
Yes, sir.
Skipping it.
2026-51, a resolution of the City Commission of the City of Pahokee, Florida, approving a memorandum of understanding between the City of Pahokee and the United Negro College Fund, UNCF, as set forth hereto in Exhibit A, providing for adoption of representations, providing for conflict, and providing for an effective date.
Thank you, City Attorney. City Manager, could you give us a brief explanation?
This item establishes a memorandum of understanding between the City of Pahokee and the United Negro College Fund. The MOU formally defines the relationship between the city and UNCF and outlines the responsibilities and areas of cooperation between the parties. As part of this partnership, the city and UNCF will collaborate to promote and advertise UNCF events throughout the Glades region.
Thank you, City Manager. City Commissioners, having heard Resolution 2026-51, properly read into the minutes by our City Attorney, properly explained by our City Manager, what is your preference?
I move that we accept Resolution 2026-51 as printed.
Are there a second?
Second.
It has been moved by Vice Mayor McDonough and properly second by Commissioner McPherson for the adoption of Resolution 2026-51. Call for questions. Hearing none. Are you ready for a vote? Roll call, Madam Clerk.
Vice Mayor McDonald,
Yes.
Commissioner McPherson,
Yes.
Commissioner Cowan Williams,
Yes.
Commissioner Scott,
Yes.
Mayor Bab.
Yes. Thank you, Madam Clerk. Thank you, Commissioners. Motion passed by unanimous vote. Our last and final resolution would be Resolution 2026-52. City Attorney.
A resolution of the City Commission of the City of Pahokee, Florida, authorizing the city manager to solicit through a request for qualifications, RFQ, Consultants Competitive Negotiation Act, CCNA services, to establish a renewed library of qualified consultants for future projects on an as-needed basis for an initial term of 3 years with a 1-year renewal option, providing for incorporation of recitals, providing for an effective date.
Thank you, City Attorney. City Manager, could you give us a brief explanation?
This item will establish a new pool of qualified engineer consultants for the city to utilize on an as-needed basis. The consultant pool will be established for an initial 3-year term with an option for a 1-year renewal. This will provide the city with access to qualified firms when specialized professional engineering services are required, including services relating to road construction projects.
Thank you, City Manager. City Commissioners, having heard Resolution 2026-52 properly read into the minutes by our City Attorney, properly explained by our City Manager, what is your preference?
I make a motion we accept.
Second.
It has been moved by Commissioner Scott and properly second by Commissioner McPherson for the adoption of Resolution 2026-52. Call for questions.
I just have one correction on page 122 where it says the city interim manager. It should be manager. To just make sure we should put a strike through that.
You said page 122?
Page 122.
I have a question.
Yes,
So, so regarding this pool of
Engineers.
individuals that we're assembling, are they gonna be properly vetted to ensure that they are licensed and insured? Obviously, there is a need for this so that we don't run into similar issues as we have in the past. And I'm asking that question so that it could definitely be included in the record as it should be a given, but just so that we get it on the record.
Yes, ma'am. If I may. It's a part of the process. This is being done pursuant to a Florida statute. It's 287.055, and it's one that's required whenever you're dealing with certain type of services like the ones that the manager read out: engineering, architecture, landscape, surveying, mapping, those kind of services. And so there's a certain way that you have to procure it, and it's not just price. So you are looking at qualifications. So the main point of doing it and following the statute appropriately gets you qualified providers of these services.
And if I may as well, on page 126, there's a change in the date. The date issue will be changed from August 28th to September 4th. And that same date is also on page 147, at the bottom of page 147.
Are there any additional questions?
Requirements on page 147 as well.
I did find an error earlier, but I'll just point it out to the clerk afterwards.
If you would put
You
it on
can-
the
you can put it
record,
on the
we have to
record.
make the change on the record.
Let me find it here. It's only a small word, but it's an error still. It was somewhere where we were saying, therefore be it resolved, the word "it" was
Is it in the
left out.
resolution or the,
Yeah, it's in one of the resolutions. I marked it too, but I got my stuff all scrambled up here.
is it the therefore be it duly resolved, or?
It's at the top of the page too, so. you- Oh, it's not at the top of the page, it's at the bottom of page, 106.
That's a different resolution or the same?
So 106?
It's the same resolution or different?
106 is the block grant.
What page you said? 106?
Page 106 at the
Okay.
bottom.
Are you referring to the word "it" being
I'm sorry?
not included? Are you referring to the word "it" being not included?
Say that again?
It says now therefore be, and the word "it" is missing. Is that
Right.
what you're referring to?
Mhm.
Okay.
Thank you.
Are there any additional questions? Hearing none, are you ready for a vote? Roll call, Madam Clerk.
Commissioner Scott,
Yes.
Commissioner McPherson,
Yes.
Commissioner Calvin Williams,
Yes.
Vice Mayor McDonald,
Yes.
Mayor Bab.
Yes. Thank you, Madam Clerk. Thank you, Commissioners. Motion passed by unanimous vote. Next, we'll have the new business presentation by the city manager of activities of upcoming events, if any. She has two listed here, and I have her introduce and present.
The first item under new business is the Palm Beach County Sheriff's Office. Thank you so much. The second item is the Palm Beach County Fire Rescue. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Next is the report of the mayor, and I'll be brief. Just last week, we had a GTAC meeting. Lisa County sponsored that and held that. It rotates between the cities of Belglade, Pahokee, and South Bay on a monthly basis. The meeting was well attended. I think we talked about the legislative issues that was coming up, particularly the one on
Amendment 3.
Amendment 3, the taxes. Everyone want to get a tax break. I know I do, but the importance of that is to really look at the impact it would have on cities. Can't tell you how to vote or how you should vote, but it's important that if it passed, we'll have some challenges, not only us, but cities throughout the state will have some major challenges in providing basic services that we need to provide. Also, we had the Florida League of Cities annual conference 2 weeks ago that were well attended by our city commissioners and our city manager. Lots of networking, lots of workshops, a great meeting. I think it was something we came away with some good ideas and some good thoughts of how we can move our own city forward. I just want to again congratulate Ms. Hunter on her 100th birthday And thank you, Ms. Hunter, for just staying the entire meeting. Can you believe that? 100 years old and staying this entire meeting. We thank you so much for that. I also would like to thank Mrs. Maddie Butler for reaching 101 years old. We want to try to get by the Alzheimer's, at least try to say hello to her and congratulate her personally if we get the opportunity. We want to be able to do that. And we'll be having the Storm of 1928 celebration. We have it every year at Port Mayaki, and that will be coming up in the month of September. That particular event, we also want you to dress comfortable if you so choose, because what we'll be doing is doing a cleanup also. You have a lot of family members out there, so maybe it's a time that you can set aside to just visit them and clean up around their graveside and clean up in general around the cemetery if you so choose. It's a volunteer basis, but we're gonna try to do that this year in lieu of our regular annual cleanup that we have sponsored every year. And lastly, the Pahokee High School alumni class will be having, all classes will be having an annual picnic in September the 26th. And we asking everyone to come out and participate in that. That should be a great event. It was a great event last year. I think it was 30-something classes that registered and was participating. This year's over 50. So it's gonna be a big, large event in their family. Everybody who graduated or alumni from Pahokee High School, we're just encouraging you to be part of that particular event if you're able to. And lastly, I'll just mention, we as a class of 75 lost recently a classmate, Henry Picken, who was a star athlete in the city of Pahokee for many years. He just passed recently, so we'll be having his funeral in Belgrade. I think Campbell is overseeing that particular event in the city of Belgrade. Just wanted to just share that with you and just ask that you keep their families in your thoughts and prayer as they deal with this difficult loss. Thank you so much. And next we'll move to the report of the city manager.
So my report is a little lengthy tonight. The first one is on the backhoe. The backhoe was received last week at the cemetery, and an in-depth training session was conducted on Friday, August 21st, with all public works staff to ensure they understand the machine's capabilities, power, and functionality. Ray, one of the cemetery workers, is certified to operate the backhoe machine and will serve as the primary operator. Irvin will serve as the backup operator. He has experience in operating the backhoe, however, he is not certified. Backhoe certification training for Irvin is currently being planned. The training is an 8-day, 10-hour per day training. Having certified operators not only help to prolong the life of the machine, it also helps reduce insurance costs associated with the backhoe. And to that instance as well, the backhoe is currently in the shed, protected from the elements, and help maintain the life and conditions of the machine. Additionally, the city was notified today that the insurance premiums have dropped 11%. Workers' comp claims are down, as well as risk liability claims. And we will bring that back to the commission in the form of a resolution to accept that decrease in premium. Number 2, the Pahokee Parks and Recreation Little League games. Pahokee Parks and Recreation is now operating as a cashless facility. And I brought that to your last meeting. So this is the second game that we have gone cashless. And that was on August 22nd. The game had a total attendance of 343, with $2,397 being collected. The Parks and Recreation staff receive cross-training on the cashless devices to ensure they are fully prepared to manage the game effectively and without incident. The Little League schedule is available on the table at the rear of the room. Town Hall. A town hall is scheduled for Thursday, October 1st, 2026, from 6 to 7:30 p.m. at the Eddie Lee Road Gymnasium, which is 360 East Main Street, Pahokee, Florida. The topic will be property tax proposal, what you need to know before the November 3rd, 2026 election. The purpose of this town hall is to provide residents with information and a better understanding of Florida's proposed Amendment 3 regarding property taxes. It is important that Pahokee residents have access to clear and informative resources about amendments that will appear on the November 3rd, 2026 ballot. The city's goal is to conduct town halls on a quarterly basis to provide residents with timely information, address community concerns, and create opportunities for residents to share their input as city staff continue working to enhance and develop the city of Pahokee. The next item is upcoming community events. Residents of Pahokee and surrounding communities, please mark your calendars for 2 upcoming events presented in partnership with the City of Pahokee, Empower Healthcare, and the Glaze Pink Walk Planning Committee. There will be a lunch and learn on Friday, October 23rd, from 11 o'clock a.m. to 2 p.m. in the Eddie Lee Rose Gymnasium, and a pink walk on Saturday, October 24th, 2026, from 8 o'clock a.m. to 12 p.m. at the Pahokee Parks and Recreation site. The flyers for the events are available on the table at the rear of the room. Please take a flyer and save the date and plan to attend. Residents are encouraged to invite family, friends, neighbors, church members, and others to join us for these fun, informative, and meaningful community events. Next item is the annual financial audit update. The HCT audit team was on site at City Hall on Friday, August 21st, to continue gathering data and supporting documentation for the 2025 annual financial audit. Myself and the finance department is remaining in contact with the audit team to provide information as needed. The plan is for Mr. Harvey to provide an update on the audit findings and process at the September 8th commission meeting. Please note that the commitment letter that the commissioners, directors, and other responsible city support team will receive letters via email this year instead of hard copies in your boxes. So please be on the watch for the letter so that you can sign it, complete the letter, and return it to HCT. And the National Hispanic Heritage Month. Prominent Hispanic business owners of Pahokee have been contacted to assist in the planning of Pahokee's Hispanic Heritage Celebration, along with the Special Events Board. The National Hispanic Heritage Celebration is from September 15th to October 15th. The tentative date for this inspiring event is Thursday, October 8th, 2026, from 6 to 7:30 p.m. in the Eddie Lee Rose Gymnasium. Please mark your calendars to attend this community event. Food distribution, please mark your calendars and share this information with the Pahokee community. The Office of the Community Revitalization Organization, in partnership with Palm Beach Harvest, Inc., hosts a food assistance program event on the first Friday of each month in the city of Pahokee. The food distribution is normally held at the United Missionary Baptist Church at 10 o'clock a.m. There was another food distribution that was held today as well as at MLK Park And so we will continue to provide information to the residents and ask you to please come out. We need residents to come out as much as possible because these services are being offered to the city, and if we don't have individuals coming out, they may soon stop, and we do not want that to occur. The last item, excuse me, the pothole repair updates. The city of Pahokee's credit account with the asphalt company has been reestablished, allowing the city to purchase asphalt for pothole repairs throughout the city. Pothole repairs have been completed on several streets, including Rodden Avenue, Begonia Avenue, West 5th Street, West 2nd Street, West 3rd Street, Clarissa Drive, and Marissa Drive as well, with two streets remaining for major pothole repairs, and that is East Martin Luther King Drive Boulevard and McClure Road. Repairs on these streets will be completed as soon as the dump truck brake line is repaired. So it went out while we were repairing. Additional roads to have work completed includes Lattimore, East Main Street, and roads in Sheriff Island, and these are minor repairs. And the mayor already provided the update on the GTAC event, which was well attended as well. Mayor Sarah Baxter was also in attendance, and she also was one of the presenters. Preparing for the September 8th, 2026 agenda. The Policies and Procedures Manual which addresses the concerns identified by the Office of the Inspector General, was scheduled to be presented tonight. We respectfully ask for your indulgence as the team continue its review of the policies and procedures to ensure that a comprehensive, accurate, and high-quality document is presented to the Commission for review. And so we will get that out to you as soon as possible. Also planned for the September 8th agenda is the annual financial audit update and the update of the city rental package, which we are reviewing. And one additional item is we need a new date for the budget workshop before the next commission meeting, which is September 8th. So if you can look at your calendar to see when that is available, that would be great. And I forgot one other item. Also included in your package is the legislative, the 2025-26, the 2026-27, the interim committee schedule for the 2027 regular legislative session. And so they are listed here, the interim committee meetings schedule, as well as the 2027 regular legislative session, which will begin in March, on March 2nd, 2027. So you'll have the dates so that you can adjust your calendar as well. The mayor also mentioned about the storm of 1928 commemoration, and there are also flyers for the pink walk and the tea.
Would you just note the date for us? I didn't mention the date.
Okay, yes.
Make sure we know that.
The date of the storm of 1928 commemoration, the 98th observant, is September 16th, 2026 at 10 o'clock a.m. And it will be held at the Port Mayanki Mayaka Cemetery at 23900 Southwest Cannon Highway.
Could you repeat the times? I'm sorry.
Say that again.
The times.
The time is 10 o'clock a.m. Also included in your packet, the large yellow sheet. We made it large because it was a little small. This sheet contains all of the contracts, and it started from 2023, which is the information that we had. And so we would ask you to focus on and turn the pages to 2026. Each year is highlighted, but you'll see the information there. It helps us to identify when the resolution that it was included in as well. The majority of the contracts have been resolved already, but we wanted you to have a copy, so you will also see what the what staff is keeping track of. So we have all the contracts going back to 2023. So if there is a contract that needs to be renewed or that another one comes in as well, we'll be able to review the previous contract, and that would help out quite a bit. Thank you so much. And so if you could look for a date for the budget workshop, that would help us tremendously, so we can get that taken care of.
When is the next meeting? I would just say do it.
The next meeting is September 8th, but we needed the workshop done before then so that you can vote on everything before. We need to have the tentative budget, the tentative budget approved.
Is it a workshop? Because if it's a workshop, they can't vote, but I'm assuming.
It's a workshop.
It's a workshop.
It's a
Yes, so
workshop.
it would be going through the budget,
Correct.
right, okay.
Correct. And there was only one item from the last budget workshop that we, that was updated, and that was the performance review. So that was updated, and we updated that, so you need to take a look at it.
There were some other items that we had questions about that you needed to provide. So will they be provided at the workshop, or?
It will be provided at the workshop. So we'll look back at those questions. Yes.
How far in ahead advance? Because I'm thinking maybe we can do it 5 o'clock. If not, we may have to do it earlier. But I know you want to prepare for the next meeting, so.
If we can do it the week of September 1st, that would be great.
I think that Tuesday, I know they have a Parks and Recreation meeting there Tuesday.
Correct.
It's
They do.
5.
So is Wednesday or Thursday available?
I'm hoping.
Whatever date we decide on, I'm just gonna try to be there if I can. I might be out of town due to a death in my family.
And I know I can't do the 9th, because I have a doctor's appointment at 4:30, so I.
You cannot do,
The 9th of September.
That's
No.
after.
yeah, we want it
We
before.
want it Before the 8th.
Oh, before
And
the
I'm
8th.
sorry, that Parks and Rec meeting is on the 7th. I'm sorry.
Okay.
Yeah, it's on the 7th.
No, it's on the first.
It's on the 1st.
It's on the first.
It's on the 1st in the calendar.
Oh, wait a minute, hold on.
So you want it before.
Oh, no,
the
you're
8th.
right. It is the 1st. That is the Tuesday. I'm sorry.
Okay.
That was Wednesday.
Let's do it the following day after that. Let's do Tuesday the 2nd.
Wednesday.
I'm saying
Wednesday
Wednesday the
the
2nd, I'm
The
sorry.
2nd.
Wednesday, September 2nd. And what time is best for you?
Six o'clock, our regular time, or 4 o'clock? I mean, 5. Maybe 5, September 2nd, 5?
5 is
I'd say
good.
5.
Okay, fine.
So that's September 2nd, 5 o'clock PM. Thank you. That concludes my report.
Thank you, ma'am. Next, we have the report of the city attorney, if any.
Just very briefly, I have been representing cities in the Glades area for a very long time. And tonight, I'd like to let the commission know that my husband actually accompanied me to this meeting. He won't like me saying anything, but he's a fellow rattler for some of you, and so he comes when it's this calm commission and everybody's so nice and respectful, and so he's missed out on all of the fun over the years, but welcome.
Hey, let's give him a little hand. Thank you for coming. I appreciate you being here. All right.
That's all. That's my report.
Thank you so much. Now we'll move to the future agenda items of the commissioners, if any.
I think
And I'll
it said,
start.
Clarification. 5 o'clock, we agreed to 5 o'clock.
Yes,
Yes, I have it assigned.
I'm sorry.
Yes. I'll start with Commissioner McPherson and work myself to the left, to the right.
Just for future agenda items, I think we need to start looking at our legislative priorities, so we can go ahead and start trying to put things in place now and we can have future discussions on it, so we can start working for our next upcoming legislative session. And I don't know if, that will have to be the next meeting, but
Okay.
We did provide a
the
list.
meeting after, maybe. So.
We did provide a list of the capital improvement projects that you can go from there. There was about 3 or 4 pages. And the mayor gave quite a few at the last meeting as well that we have.
Yeah. So we can all come together and just agree upon that before we, and all be on the same page when we submit everything.
Okay.
And have a discussion.
There's a motion. Can we get a second on that, just to add?
Second.
Been moved in second. All in favor? Well, question first. Any questions? No questions? All in favor? Roll call, Madam Clerk.
Commissioner McPherson,
Yes.
Commissioner Calvin Williams.
Yes.
Commissioner Scott,
Yes.
Vice Mayor McDonald,
Yes.
Mayor Bab.
Yes. That was it.
That's it for,
Okay.
that's for us, agenda item.
And one of the items at the last meeting, I mentioned some of the items I thought should be at least addressed on the capital improvement project. One I failed to mention was the swimming pool complex. And I know that I'm asking that at least we consider looking at that, maybe having the county even take the lead in it if they would. I know when Commissioner McKinley was here, she had that on part of her agenda to try to get a swimming pool here in Pahokee. Belglade have one, is in their county park, so that the city are not responsible for the upkeep and of that swimming pool. But we need to really, we don't have a swimming pool. We had one once. We have the land for it if it happened to be in the city of Pahokee where the old swimming pool was. If the county can take the lead on it and do the funding, it'll be probably at Duncan Paget Park, but I at least want to see us push for that if we can.
But wouldn't that be, a part of the legislative priorities, or that's just?
Well, it's
that's
not
something
added, so it can be added as
To- yeah.
part of that, yeah. It can be in that discussion, but I want to at least have that discussion
Just have
of
a
working toward it, right? And like all other things we add, we need to have a second to it and move it forward for at least putting it on the agenda at some point.
Second.
Okay. Any questions? Roll call, Madam Clerk.
I'm sorry, who was the second? I heard two. Who said it first? Okay. Mayor Bab,
Yes.
Commissioner McPherson,
Yes.
Commissioner Calvin Williams,
Yes.
Commissioner Scott,
Yes.
Vice Mayor McDonald.
Yes.
Okay. Commissioner Vice Mayor McDonald.
So just, I know we are, still in process of making sure that we get our budget where we need it. And one of the questions that I had asked, and just to make sure that we do have it on there, is that we be provided the coverages that the football application fee cover. What's included in that fee? What does it cover for the students or the kids that are participating in that program? So, it's already been asked, so it's just as a reminder. The second thing I would ask for is that are we able to provide an overview of the collections since we have gone cashless in comparison to prior to the implementation of? If we can add that.
Repeat that, please. Repeat that, please.
Can you provide us with an overview of collections since we have gone cashless with the recreation program in comparison to prior to the implementation?
I have the current for the last two. I would have to gather the information for previous, and so I'll
we can
bring
do
that to you.
as
Correct.
a
Yes.
future agenda item.
Yes.
As norm, we'll just take a quick vote on it. There a second?
Second.
Been moved to second. Call for questions. Hearing none. Roll call, Madam Clerk.
Vice Mayor McDonald,
Yes.
Commissioner McPherson,
Yes.
Commissioner Calvin Williams,
Yes.
Commissioner Scott,
Yes.
Mayor Bab.
Yes. Motion passed by unanimous vote.
And lastly, I don't know if I'm premature in saying this, but August is Black Business Month, and it's how many more days? I think like 6 or 7 more days left in the month, and we haven't done anything to recognize and support our Black businesses. So I don't know if we can still.
We can. That was a discussion held today, so we will post on our social media information as well. And today we received our final updates for the businesses in the city of Pahokee. So we'll go through those to see if we can identify and then send information out to the Black businesses as well, to also just honor them on the Black Business Month, and also to we will provide tidbits on the website for Black businesses.
Okay, so there will be no event this year?
There will be no event this year.
Okay. That's all I have.
Commissioner Calvin Williams.
I don't know if this is a future agenda item or maybe it's something that can be taken care of, but I just want to follow up. I know we had Miss Everett. She came in here to 2 meetings in regards to, she applied for ARPA funding, and she never heard anything from anyone. So I just want to know if someone can follow up with her and pull her application to see what took place with her ARPA funding, or what's going on with it. At least follow up with her to see. I know ARPA is closed out, but at least get back with her to let her know what took place or what happened, or Miss Everett. And if she's listening, I'm sure she's probably listening to the meeting. She'll come up to City Hall and give you all her name to at least check on her application status to see, what's going on with her application that she put in.
We will follow up on that. Thank you.
Which Everett?
Ms. Everett, live right here on Miss Shirley Everett. Yes. That's it for me. That's all. I just wanted to make sure.
Thank you.
Follow up with that within it.
Commissioner Scott.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I have one. I was, could we have update at the next commission meeting on the forensic audit of the candidate companies that's interested in doing it? How many do we have apply for to do the service?
Yes, we will provide an update. We are waiting until the annual audit is complete to see what their findings are, so we can include everything that we need to
Okay.
in the
He's-
next.
he's
But we
supposed
will
to be
provide
at
an
the next
update.
meeting anyway, right?
Yes.
Okay.
Right. Next, we'll have general public comments. And doesn't have to be an agenda item, but you need to have had a public comment card completed. City clerk at this time, do we have any public service comments card completed?
No, sir.
Thank you, ma'am. Next, we have commissioners' comments for the good of the order. And I'll start this time with Commissioner Scott, working himself back.
I'd just like to thank everyone for coming out. And I'd really like to thank Mr. Weeks. Glad to know you. I've never seen you before. All right. That's all I have. Thank you.
Thank you.
I just want to say good evening to everyone. Thank everyone for coming out, those that are listening, the residents that are listening. Just again, want to say thank you all for continuing to work with us, being patient with us as we continue to work together. Seems like it's slow, but we're coming together. We're bringing our city together. I also want to send out condolences to everyone who has lost loved ones, because we've had a couple of, few deaths. Pastor McIntosh, who's the pastor of Harvest A&ME, she lost her mom. Want to send my condolences to her and her family, as well as Pastor Kenlock and his family. We are going to miss Pastor Kenlock. He was our watermelon man, and he was just such a fun guy to talk with. So we want to keep his family in prayer as well, and everyone who has lost a loved one. I think that's it I have. Again, just thank you for listening tonight, and send blessings to everyone. And again, Mother Hunter, congratulations on your 100 years, as well as Miss Butler. I love you guys. And also at the League of Cities meeting, I will say this. I just have to say this. And some of the other commissioners probably can account for it, that they said they really enjoy watching our meetings now. They watch our meetings, and they said they can see the change in our meetings, and they said they're so very proud to see the dynamics of how our meetings has changed now, and how we can move forward and handle the business of the city of Pahokee. So I just want to say thank you to this commission. I enjoy working with you all, and I thank you for us respecting each other, even though we may not always agree, but we being respectful to each other and moving on and taking care of the business of the city. So I want to say thank you, and I want to continue working with you all and being respectful. So have a good night.
Commissioner McPherson.
Mr. McDonald.
Sorry, Vice Mayor McDonald.
It's always a pleasure to be in the service for our citizens. I'm forever grateful for having this opportunity to be a part of this commission here. And like Commissioner Carol Williams said, we don't always agree, but we can certainly agree to disagree. And so what I do want to point out is at the last meeting, I was trying to get the civility pledge implemented, and I was voted down, and I'm okay with that. But at the conference a couple of weeks ago, on three different occasions, including the president of our League of Cities here in, not in Florida, the National League of Cities president, 3 different occasions, the civility pledge was mentioned. So I just want you all to know that I didn't come up with that myself. It's implemented all over the nation in different municipalities, and I was not on a mission to change the policy that we have. I was only trying to get us to have a reminder that we do regularly to let our citizens know what we expect of them as far as their behavior is concerned. But again, we do have several projects that we are working on to continue trying to progress Pahokee, because that's my only purpose for being here. And I believe that we all are on the same page with regards to that. So again, thank you all, the ones of you that came out. Ms. Hunter and Ms. Butler, you're certainly to be commended for the life and the example that you all have led here in Pahokee. I do thank God for each one of you, because you have impacted my life, all both of you. So again, those that are listening online, and those of you that are here in person, thank you for coming out and supporting us.
And again, I'll just echo, congratulations again, Ms. Hunter. We love you, 100 years old. Thank you so much, you and Ms. Butler, our centennial babies. We also just want to remind everyone, Laura is spearheading a feasibility study concerning the hotel development in the Glades, along with some other business development activity. I know that 3 mayors will be interviewed along with others in the community to try to gauge what's needed in our community. but the hotel has certainly been one of my top priorities for a couple of years, and I hope and pray that at some point we're able to get a hotel in this community, so when relatives come that may not have the proper spacing that their relatives who live in Pahokee is here, they'll have a place to at least visit and stay while they're staying here, along with outside tourism that it would attract and business growth. So I'm looking forward to that and hope that materialize. The next big investment in goal that I hope that we do is start moving the old high school property for the old city hall to a Furniture. That saved a lot of lives during the storm of 1928. It was a refuge for those people who didn't have a place after they got displaced from the storm. So I'm looking forward that we can make some big improvement, along with some of these developments that coming up. The one north across from the bank, the one on Barfield Highway, I know that have been stalled, but those apartments are very needed in the city, and looking forward to those to begin or restart in the very near future. I also want to thank everyone who came out to this meeting, whether on social media or live, and your participation in the city welfare is greatly appreciated. Commissioner McPherson.
Yes, again, I just want to congratulate and thank Ms. Butler and Ms. Hunter, and many more blessings to you. Just a public service announcement. On Saturday, September the 5th, we're going to have the Parks and Recreation Board along with the city staff, and I want to commend them for working diligently on trying to get this project on the way. The Parks and Recreation Board, as well as the city manager and our clerk, have been working with us diligently. But there's going to be an event on September the 5th. If the IT man, if you could pull up the brochure for me, please. There's going to be an event on September the 5th at MLK Park. The beautification project is one of the items that the commission had put forth for the Parks and Recreation Board to be a part of, to accomplish. And one of the things that they're going to be doing is going to be welcoming all volunteers, community service, nonprofit organizations, and any concerned citizens that want to help us beautify Martin Luther King. We're going to be painting, pressure washing, and getting some things done that, the program, not the program, but the event starts at 8 o'clock in the morning a.m. And right now we have approximately 32 volunteers from the high school that's going to be assisting with that project, along with their coaches, their sponsors. If anybody wants to donate, the city does have a donation policy that was approved by the commission, resolution 2025-36, and I just want to invite the community. Now's the time that all of us can step forward and roll our sleeves up and help make Pahokee a better place. And the brochure will be posted on the webpage. Thank you.
Thank you, Commissioner.
Mayor Bell, I just have, maybe I can ask one question. Just to make sure that we can keep in mind, remember annually, all our kids that made fives, this is around the time that we normally have the gathering, for, the celebration for them. So if we can kind of like keep that in mind, I'll talk with the manager and I'll start gathering all the information, kind of like to speed up the process, to make sure that we don't forget that this year as well, because we said we wanted to make that an annual event when we started it. So I'll start getting all of the information from the different schools of the ones made the fives. So
one last thing, too. And those of you that are in the meeting, a copy of the brochure is on the back table back there if you'd like to take one.
City Commissioners, having had all business that was brought before us taken care of, I will entertain a motion for the adjournment of this meeting.
So moved. Second. Oh, no.
Who made the motion?
Who made that motion? Y'all was so fast on that one. Vice Mayor McDonald.
Yeah,
And
second by
who did the second?
McPherson.
McPherson. Call for question, hearing none, ready for a vote, roll call, Madam Clerk.
Vice Mayor McDonald,
Yes.
Commissioner McPherson,
Yes.
Commissioner Calvin Williams.
Yes.
Commissioner Scott, Mayor Bab.
Yes. Thank you. Meeting adjourned at 7:59 PM. Unanimous vote.
Got a lot here tonight. I think we did anyway.
And we got it there before 8 o'clock. So that's good. For 2 hours. Right at 2 hours.